Ever feel like no matter how hard you work, none of your achievements fulfill you? Does it feel like you're living someone else's idea of an ideal life, not your own? Are you confused about your purpose and place in the world? And have you been questioning who you are? Then do I have a solution for you? Magic mushrooms. They're a psychedelic... What? Talk to them about the psychotherapy. Okay. A recent study by Lewis and Hill focused on purpose and people's relationship to allostatic load, meaning the process by which the body responds to environmental stresses to reduce damage and regain homeostasis. The data showed that people living without a sense of purpose demonstrated a decreased ability to respond healthily over time compared to those living purposefully. Simply put, this means people living without a sense of purpose have increased levels of chronic stress, less regulated immune systems, more frequent relational conflicts, trouble focusing, difficulty trusting themselves, and more chronic illnesses. Psychotherapy is a clinically applied psychological technique used to uncover core beliefs and heal trauma. To discover our purpose, we first need to understand who we truly are by stripping away the adaptive conditioned aspects we commonly call our personality. We have to address our trauma, meaning what we made difficult experiences mean about ourselves and who we are. When we compassionately challenge and release these perceptions, we begin to embrace our authentic expression of self. Understanding our authentic core values leads us to our true purpose. So when I was talking to a client the other day, the second or third time we'd worked together, she told me all she'd ever wanted to do with her life was create a business connecting creatives. She'd been born into a strict religious family where many of her gifts and capabilities had been overlooked. She was a high-achieving medical worker with 10 years of experience, but her path had been directed and chosen for her by her family out of a desire for safety. Although the intention of this guidance had come from protection, she found herself profoundly undermotivated and underfulfilled in her role. As we worked through uncovering the core beliefs she'd formed in childhood, we discovered the initial safety and societal approval her job had provided was now costing her too much. The relationship with her parents had faded as she felt controlled. Intimacy with her partner was withering away because she was so busy. Her friendships had deteriorated into fortnightly dinners, and her happiness became a memory. On top of all of this, her sense of fulfillment had disappeared as she no longer knew how to motivate herself following her successful career, and her physical health was deteriorating. In following the path set for her instead of listening to her intuition and following her passion, she taught herself that her authentic desires weren't important. We first established trust and self-assurance, as these were the aspects she'd forsaken in her younger years. She began to experience compassion for her family, understanding they wanted the best for her. With this realization, she re-established communication with them, and they're now investors in her startup. She dropped down to part-time at her job as she transitioned into her new role as founder, and eventually left to work in her desired field full-time. This was all possible due to her willingness to confront and release those conditioned parts of herself, which we commonly call our personality. So, if you're stuck in an unfulfilling career or want to investigate alternative options, book a 15-minute discovery call with me through the link below and start taking steps towards a purpose-led life.